Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for September 23rd. Taking a look at the US Japanese yen pair, I'm expecting this next session to be between 106.36 and on the lower side 104.86. I am expecting support to come in at about that same level and some resistance to come in at this level, maybe a little bit lower at 106.25. Now, if you notice, we do have an inside day. There's also a Doji bar created. I'm looking for a break below this session's low and basically looking for it to come down to this area around the 104.64. This area would be about 50 pips worth of movement. So if the market moves down and breaks out of this low that was created, then we could see it move 50 pips pretty quick down to the 104.64 level. So that's definitely something to take a look at. Checking with the Euro USD pair, unfortunately we did not retrace back up to the high as we had anticipated. The odds were in our favor, but every time you have, there's always the flip side of the coin basically, and it did not retrace. Now what I'm looking for during this next session is the market to move between 148.62 and on the lower side 145.78. Now if the market does break up to the break this high during this next session and move higher, look for it to go up to 149.00 before hitting some resistance, and that's about a 33 pip move if you catch it right above this high and exit at this point. Now, as far as where I'm looking for some support and resistance to come into the market within the range, we have some resistance coming in at 147.75, and look for some support to come into the market around 145.50 is what I'm looking at. Now switching over to the pound, this pair also created an inside bar, and like all the rest of them today, across the four majors that is, but I am looking for this pair to move between 186.71 and on the low side 184.18. As far as support and resistance goes, look for some resistance to come into this market at around 185.50 and also support to come in at around 184.50 for this particular pair. Now let's take a look at the Swiss. This was another pair that the odds were in our favor that we would have a retracement back to the previous candle's low. That did not occur, so we'll have to keep looking for look for the next trade to occur. Now we are looking for this next session to be between 1.0923 on the high side, on the low side 106.92. As far as some resistance coming into the market, look for some resistance around the 1.0900 level and some support to come into the market around 1.0800. Now if you're looking for a possible trade, I mentioned this yesterday, look for this low to be taken out right here. Since we had an inside day, we had this large down day. Then the next session was an inside day and moved up. If we happen to break this low, we should move on down to this low, this previous low, or the previous high, which was resistance, now becoming support, and that would be at the 106.4 area, and that's around the distance between these two is roughly 50 pips. So if you're looking for another trade outside of the yen, this is one that I would definitely look for. Well, we have the consumer price index for the Canadian dollar came out yesterday, and or during today. For August is pretty much as expected. For year to date, it's 3.5%, which is a little bit above the previous 3.4%. Now looking ahead, the German IFO business climate is being released. They actually have a lot of German news releases for tomorrow. The current assessment, it's all being released at 4 a.m. So if you want to take a look at the market at that time, it could possibly move the market if the news is substantial. So make sure to take note of that. Now the Eurozone has their current account balance being released also at 4 a.m. and there's no consensus on this, but there again, if the news is way outside the bounds of reason, it has a potential to move the markets. Now later in the day at 10 a.m., Bernanke testifies at Congress. I don't know if y'all noticed today, but the market looked like it was going towards a close when they first started speaking. It was real interesting to me that the market just really tapered off, not much volume, at least in the Euro USD. Then after a little bit got going again. So that's definitely something to take note of if you, especially if you're day trading. Well, there's some other news announcements, but they're later in the day, and we can probably get to those tomorrow during the tomorrow's video. So until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.